Tak.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that thinks that you are just the most. And I am just the most excited because after 3 long months, we finally have ourselves an update to Welcome Home, the retro website that's brimming with beautiful artwork and sinister secrets. The retro website that's brimming with beautiful artwork and sinister secrets. When we covered this project back in May, I was blown away by how impressive this was. From the fantastic character designs to the deeply unsettling world building, Clown, the project's creator, has crafted something that's really special here. A clever story about an old 70s TV edutainment show starring puppets that was mysteriously taken off the air. Beginning to notice a trend with all these online horror projects lately. Nah, it's probably nothing. The show itself revolved around a cast of quirky puppets. The joyful Julie, the clumsy Poppy, the rambunctious Sally, the reliable Eddie, the friendly Howdy, the grumpy Frank, the streetwise Barnaby, and of course, the lead, Wally Darling. Basically what you get when you throw Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross, and Elmo into a blender. The show itself, as we can learn through the website, would basically flow like your typical kids program. Wally would take the audience around the neighborhood and learn different life lessons alongside his friends. It would eventually disappear from the airwaves, with the only remains being gathered up and put back together on this very site by a group known as the Welcome Home Restoration Project. But of course, like most things that you find on the internet, not everything is as it first appears. In my last video, I went through the website and uncovered its many secrets, from messages hiding inside of Wally's drawings to hidden images that revealed Welcome Home to be a cult, with several images showing Wally in a position of power as the cult's leader, all built to worship some Cthulhu-like entity, the home itself, Wally's sentient house. In that video, I concluded that Wally was trying to reawaken Home, sending the Restoration Project all these letters and drawings in the hopes that they would gather people into the fandom for their eventual indoctrination. And before the update, that's exactly what it looked like, with the Restoration Project preparing a Welcome Home exhibition that was set for the near future. But soon after my theory came out, the website went dark, disappeared completely. That was until July, when the Welcome Home website sprung back to life with a massive update. And I do mean massive. We got more than just some cute new pictures and hidden codes this time. We've got audio files from the show, talk show interviews, merchandise, and oh yeah, giant eyes watching our every move. Those eyes belong to Wally. Now he's watching us more closely than ever. But the joke's on you, Wally. I've already dug through every corner of this thing, and I know exactly how you plan to gather more followers. I also know that one of your precious flock, one of your puppet friends there, is waiting in the wings to betray you. So join us, loyal theorists. Join us. Join us. Join us. Join us. As we pull back the curtain and reveal the difference between puppet and master. Let's just start with the big cliffhanger from the previous theory, the upcoming exhibition for Welcome Home. This event was a chance to share the history of the show with the world, but from the website's newsletter, it definitely seemed like something a lot more sinister. It read as follows, quote, "Together we will get it out. We will get everything out. You will see as we do, neighbor." Just gonna go and leave that invitation on red. Thank you very much. As I already mentioned, I suspected that this event was meant to gather people together to make them part of Wally's cult. So imagine my surprise when on the updated website, I saw that there was a brand new page dedicated to that very exhibition, and nothing really happened. Here I was, expecting images of destroyed displays, news articles of a disaster, maybe a message written on a wall in blood. That's not too much for a guy to ask, right? But instead, all I saw were vinyl records, an activity worksheet, a mock-up Wally puppet. I was wrong. The most exciting thing on there was the merch. Merch that was almost as exciting as our new merch over on TheoryWear.com, which includes a color-changing t-shirt activated by your body heat, Game Theory leggings with sleek green piping and a phone pocket, and of course, the villainous Urple jacket. And if you want items that are really hot, well then check out the Heat Map collection, because we're nerds and we decided that thermal imaging patterns would be really awesome to put on our clothes. They're available right now via the link down in the description or on screen right now, so go ahead, click them, and grab them before they sell out. I promise you, you won't be indoctrinated into a cult if you touch them. I promise. I promise. No, something had to be off on this website. The main thing on the page was a short interview with the mysterious museum curator simply known as the Question Answerer. As they said on the exhibition page, quote, "I still have so many questions to answer here in the world of Welcome Home. You and me both there, QA. You and me both." Which means that it's time to do what you always do when you're stuck and need answers in an ARG. Click anything and everything on the screen. And sure enough, my gut and brute force was right. There was actually something hidden here on the page. If you click the word answer from the Question Answerer quote I just read, you're taken to a page with a single image of a notebook. On this notebook, we see someone has been trying over and over again to find a password, but a password for what? Well, to find out, all you have to do is click the image, revealing a red safe with keys that represent the various characters from the series. Click again takes us to a blank guest area that requires requests a password. According to the notebook, the code is going to be 5 letters. And go figure, those worksheets from the exhibition also have 5 questions, with each answer being one of the residents of home, lining up with the keys on the safe. Who's the funniest neighbor? Has to be the residential jokester Barnaby. Who shines brighter than any star? Sally Starlet. Who's the biggest chicken? Our knockoff Big Bird, Poppy. Which neighbor speaks to flowers? According to the character profiles, it's Julie. And who's your best friend? Well, that one there has to be our main character, Wally. And if we take the first letter from each answer, B, S, P, J, and W, and type all that in, we're rewarded with the staff-only page. And before I show it to you, let me just say that there is so much going on here, it is gonna burst your theorist brain. The page isn't like anything we've seen before. There's a bunch of text, but it's all at strange angles. The title's been copied so many times it's almost illegible. There's even some redacted text thrown in here for good measure. There's also a new group of photos that don't seem nearly as upbeat as the main site. And there we have it, my bloody walls. Can finally rest easy. But really, the image that grabbed my eye here was this one. An image of art supplies with a couple of no touching signs sticking out of the box. Hey, you don't tell me what I do or do not do sign. But in all seriousness, look at the note that's sitting on top of the pile of latex gloves. Put on gloves before handling any art. Call me if we run out. Those signs there aren't for visitors, they're for the staff. And it's important. I mean, you're not just writing 4 exclamation points there for no reason. In a later image, we find an email warning staff about a strange substance that's growing on the artwork. Quote, if a substance begins to grow on anything delivered, please place it back in the box it was shipped in and return it to us at your leisure. If you or anyone in your team experiences nausea, dizziness, or fatigue, please don't be alarmed. Yeah, because when I touch something that suddenly makes me sick, my first response is clearly gonna be, this is totally fine. We can actually see this substance on the first image with the glove box. One of the gloves has actually been used and is covered with a paint-like goop, which matches what we see on the art pieces from the About Us page. The artwork is being delivered like this, and whatever's on it is not good for you. It seems connected to this line of secret text from the website's original FAQ page. Quote, when I unwrapped the first letter, I felt it. I heard it. Open, open, open. I want it out. I'm going to get it out. It's not just making people sick, it's literally giving Wally an entry point. Seems that once you touch the paint, he can speak to you, indoctrinate you, brainwash you. In fact, it now appears to be happening to someone on the staff-only page. Here's the quote.
I had a dream when I began working on the Playfellow exhibition. Wally Darling was sitting at the foot of my bed with a rotary phone in front of him, ringing away. It looked just like the little toy phone we were restoring for the exhibit. It kept ringing. Wally stared at me like he was waiting for me to pick up the phone, just staring, unblinking, the phone ringing and ringing. I couldn't move. I couldn't figure out how to move and pick up the phone. He kept waiting. I couldn't pick up the phone.